Good evening. Come into the J Spot, replacing your G Spot every Thursday from 6 to 7, giving you real relationship talk, real relationship drama with the best night of your life. Your host, Jaye and Simply E, hold on, get ready to enter the J Spot on IntellectualRadio.com.
Good evening, and welcome to the best night of your life. Woo! You have entered the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families one conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. Listen, I'm your host, Jaye. You all, it's just me up here talking trash, as I always do. But listen, please do me a favor. Go to our YouTube channel, like and subscribe to our channel there, guys. We are almost at 1,000 subscribers, so I need y'all to all go over there, please, and thank you in advance. Go over to YouTube, like and subscribe to our channel. That's the J Spot Radio. That's all I'm pushing today. Just follow us on YouTube. That's all I'm going to push today. YouTube, the J Spot Radio. Guys, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you, guys. We have a great show lined up for you tonight. Now, listen, it's always, and I do mean always, some foolery. As soon as you pick your phone up and you open up one of these social media apps, I can promise you, you are bound, and I do mean bound, to run into some foolery. And listen, today's first hot topic is no exception. Now, what do you all think about this? Ladies, truly, and guys too, this impacts both. So the lady, she got her tubes tied without her dude knowing that she got her tubes tied. So they were together and she got her tubes tied and she didn't tell him. Is she wrong for getting her tubes tied and not telling the guy that she's with, or the guy that she's seeing or dating, or even her husband? It doesn't specify what his relationship was to her. It just says that she got her tubes tied in her process of being in a relationship. She got her tubes tied, but she did not let the guy that she's involved with know that her tubes are tied. And they want to know, is she wrong? Is this woman wrong for making a decision about her body, a health decision? It could have been a health decision, whatever the case is, but she made that decision to get her tubes tied. Is she wrong? Hey, Miss Mason, how you doing? Is she wrong for getting her tubes tied? Now, here's the thing. There's several ways that we can answer that question. So, answering it from a dating standpoint, if I'm dating and we're just in a relationship, then I feel like I should be able to tie my tubes if that's a choice that I want to make. And I'm going to tell you why, because we got some other hot topics that, see, y'all got to make up your mind on what side of the fence you all are going to be on. But we're going to focus on this one, but then it's going to be some other ones that I know we probably going to get into it tonight. So I'm ready for it. But if she's in a relationship and she's not married and she decides to tie her tubes, is she wrong for that? I would say no, she's not wrong for tying her tubes. But then it's like it goes, but when I'm thinking about it, it's not just a yes or no, is she wrong? Because there's a lot of other factors that go into it. So if she's in a relationship and she's just meeting this guy and dating him, and then she decides to get her tubes tied, then I don't think that she's wrong. But my question would be, how does he know your tubes are tied if you all just started dating? How would he know that your tubes are tied if you did not mention it to him? So how would he know that your tubes are tied? That would be kind of where I'm thinking. But if she's married and she got her tubes tied and she did not inform her husband, then yes, I think that she's wrong for that. I think that she's wrong for getting her tubes tied and she's married. Because when you get married, now you have become one with your husband. So that's something that definitely needs to be discussed. You can't, your body is no longer just your body. Everything that you do now that you're married, it affects your husband as well. So taking on and getting your tubes tied, being a married woman, is not something that should be taken lightly, and that should be done without consulting with your husband. Yes, it is your body, but it's his body as well, because you guys have gotten married. So it's not just your body, it's his body as well. And it's not, I don't think that it's wise to make a choice like that and not consult with your husband about it. But again, if you are just in a relationship, or are you dating someone and you decided to do that, and again, the dating, I'm going to say this, dating, it would depend upon the length of the relationship. How long have we been together? How long have we been dating? Are we serious, or is this just something we just together, we just passing time, whatever the case may be. If we're in a serious relationship, then I think that that discussion needs to be had. I don't think that that's a choice that should be made lightly. But again, when you're talking about the relationships, it just depends on at what stage. But just brand new out the gate, I would. But again, here's this raises up a good point and a good question. This is why I believe, now some people give me a lot of pushback on this, but I believe that certain hard questions and hard situations and hard conversations, I like to have those type of conversations in the beginning. Do you have kids? How many kids do you have? How many kids, moms, dads, all this other stuff? Do you want kids? Do you want more kids? Those are questions, in my opinion, that should be had in the beginning, because it's a great sorting process question. Because if you ask a woman if she wants more kids and she says no, then you know right there, and you know that you want more kids, then that's telling you right there that, you know what, listen, maybe we shouldn't go any further, because it's some key components that we want, and it differs, and it greatly differs. You wanting more kids, or you wanting kids, versus her not wanting any more kids, those are two different life-changing decisions. So, and it should not be taken lightly. So if you are a dude, again, that want more kids, or say for instance, oh God, if you are a man that does not have kids, and you are with a lady and she has kids, but she says, listen, I'm not having any more kids. First of all, I want to know, do you all think that that's selfish of a woman to say, you know what? Listen, if she's dating a man and she has kids, and so she's expecting him to come in, because if you all get serious and it becomes a family thing, I don't want to hear nobody saying he ain't got to take care of my kids taking care of him. If you get married, or you all get serious, and he steps in, his money is going to be going towards your kids. So I don't want to hear all that. But do you think that it's wrong for that woman to say, you know what? I don't want any more kids, but he does not have any kids. So you expect him to come in and take care of your kids, but he doesn't have any biological children, and he's expressing to you that he wants kids, he wants biological kids of his own, and you say to him, well, I'm not having any more kids, but here, I got kids, I already got kids, so you can take care of these kids. That's just like telling, a kid at Christmas, they wanted the PS5, but you got them the PS3. Well, it's still a game. I mean, here, just take it. I mean, it's still a game. It's not the same. You're not giving them what they wanted. And situations like that, I think that it's kind of unfair, and I don't think that that's a good situation to be in, because again, those are huge lifestyle expectations and lifestyle changes. And listen, let's be honest, those can be and they should be deal breakers. If we're honestly talking about this stuff up front, those are honestly deal breakers. I should know whether or not I'm going to have, if I want more kids. And that's something that he should know in the beginning. Again, not saying that I'm trying to have kids with you, or he's trying to have kids with you, or she's trying to have kids with you. But just the mere fact of, listen, do I want more kids? Do you want more kids, or do you want kids? Those are questions that need to be asked in the beginning. I think way, way into the beginning, ask those questions just so that everybody can be on one accord. And if you are the person that said, you know what, listen, he cool and everything, she's cool and everything, but I'm done with the kids. Like, my childbearing days are over. Like, I'm like personally not interested in having any more kids. And I would be the first to say, as for me, I wish, listen, let me tell you, I don't wish, but sarcastically speaking, I wish a brother would come to me and say, I want a baby. To do what? What are we doing? What am I doing with the baby? I'm done. Listen, my kid, I would be crazy to go and start. Listen, I'm not doing it. The starting over is personally not for me, but I'm not knocking anybody else that chooses to start over. But I'm just not starting to go outside. I'm not doing it. I'm not. No, sir. Wild horses could not drag it out of me. Listen, a baby for what? So for me, I know that I personally would not entertain a man that does not have kids and that want kids. I personally would not, because again, it's not fair. We have two different expectations. So again, not saying that he wants to have a baby with me, but the fact that that's a desire of his, for me, I'm going to be responsible and I'm going to make the choice for both of us. This is not a situation that I'm going to go forward with, that I will feel comfortable with going forward with, knowing that's your expectation. Hey, Sparkle, how you doing? Hey, Pretty Tasha, what do you ladies think? Again, we're talking about if the lady she's dated, she was in a relationship, she's dating a man, but she has her tubes tied. She got her tubes tied in the process of them being together. Is she wrong for getting her tubes tied? Again, we love the, okay, it's my body. It's definitely my body, my decision, somewhat. Again, it's somewhat because it's somebody else involved. Because listen, if you're married, your husband, 9 times out of 10, he's likely expecting you to reproduce for him. He's looking for an offspring. So that's definitely selfish of you to go and get your tubes tied and you're married and you did not consult with your husband. The only way that I would say that it's not, selfish is for health reasons. But why would you go and make a drastic decision, take a drastic decision and make drastic measures like that before consulting with your husband, especially if it was something that was life changing? So is she wrong? It's her kid, it's her body. Yeah, that's true. All of that. But if you are married, or I'm going to even say a long-term relationship, and you didn't discuss that with them, why didn't you discuss it? If you would discuss everything else, why would you not discuss something that is going to possibly affect them as well? Guys, listen, we're going to take a short musical break. And when we return, we have more hot topics to get into. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a
oh, girl, come on for you. Me love you for true. Oh, girl, come on for you. You watch me for true. Oh, girl, come on for you. Me love you for true. Oh, girl, come on for you. Hey, let me tell you now, how the Congo girl, I'm up right through. I up every tune, dancing in my blood, dancing in my blood. In the African way, that's so much yeah. Congo girl, come on for you. Self me love you for true. Congo girl, come on for you. Self it, do what jam me for true. Congo girl, come on for you. Self me love you for true. Congo girl, come on for you, hey. Spirit out on the run, can't talk what you don't know. A jump in me soul, that was so we go do. Warrior to me heart, vibrate like a jump from start. All the Congo no ma, the energy change like a work of art. Congo girl, come on for you. Self me love you for true. Congo girl, come on for you. Self it, do what jam me for true. Congo girl, come on for you. Self me love you for true. Congo girl, come on for you, hey. Ina go down low, low, ina go down low. Salt water give me some, ina go down low, ina go down, ina go down low. Oh girl, come on for you, self me love you for true. Oh girl, come on for you, self it, do what jam me for true. Oh girl, come on for you, self me love you for true. Oh girl, come on for you, hey.
Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time. I'm your host, Jay. You all sitting next to me, we have esthetician Chandler, mother of a group of cool dudes,
Hey, y'all.
and a little lady. Ugh, don't do her like that.
Miss it, woo.
Lady Lotus. How you doing today? Oh,
I'm
listen,
good.
she's right in time. Listen, for all of the foolery, because baby, listen, it is going to be on and cracking. Because listen, this next hot topic. Okay, look, now I tell y'all, I always try to come in peace, but you know what? It don't always work out that way. Now, listen, this photo and it has been trending all of this week. This young lady, she worked for a fast food restaurant, and she got fired. She said she quit or she got fired because she got a BBL. And it was getting so much attention that she's like, okay, I can't. They're like, listen, you got dudes riding up to the drive-thru just to ask, order some french fries through the drive-thru. You costing us money because you got these guys holding up our whole establishment. This whole franchise can't make no money because you're getting so much attention because of your BBL. So they ended up firing her. And now I'm not sure if that's the only reason why she got fired, but let's just go with the story. This is what they're saying. So are the employers wrong for firing her because of a BBL? Hey, Cedric, how you doing? I know you got some input. What do you guys think? Are the employers wrong for firing her? Because, I mean, baby, she was done up. Now, when I saw it, I'm just like, Cedric, you're saying that's haterade.
Haterade. Haterade.
I just looked and I'm just like, okay, I said, let me put myself in that situation. How would I feel if I'm standing in line ordering my coffee and the young lady, she just BBL'd up looking really nice? I would say that you looking really nice, but baby, if you got all these guys standing in line in front of me, especially if it's early in the morning and and I know that they are not coffee drinkers because they don't know what to order, I am going to be very upset. Has nothing to do with being a hater. Carry that ish over there to, another fast food establishment. But I tell all non-coffee drinkers, do not between 5 a.m. and 8 a.m. Monday through Friday, it's not the time for you to go into a coffee establishment and say,
That's me.
That will get your head bust to the entire, and I do mean entire,
That would be
white
me.
meat.
That would be Lady Lotus.
You drink coffee.
I do not drink
well,
coffee.
then stay out of there.
I drink chai lattes and matcha.
Oh, well, we don't need you
I don't drink
experimenting.
your little keep me all over the world going. I drink matcha. It keep you cool.
Well, we're going to need you all to stay up out of there between 6 and 9. And this was a McDonald's that she worked for. So she got fired because they were pulling up. She said they pulling up trying to shoot their shot. And she ended up getting fired. So my next concern would be, it's like, okay, baby girl, I'll send it to you.
Send me that.
Baby girl, why, if you're working at McDonald's, no shade off of working at McDonald's, but if you're working for McDonald's, why do you have a BBL? That's what I don't understand. Like, I just feel like, and it's not no hater thing, but I just feel like it can be this money can be spent, it's other things that you could be doing with your money, because if you had the money to get a BBL, then I mean, shouldn't you save that, or like invest it in something else, not in a big butt? Like, I mean, to me, I'm looking at this stuff, I'm like, where are our priorities? Because here's the thing, I've been that age, baby. Listen, I don't care if it was income tax money or whatever. You could not get me. Listen, if I got an income tax return, you couldn't get me to spend my income tax return. I was a saver. So this type of frivolous spending, I just don't understand it. So that's what I looked at it from that standpoint. I'm like, okay, you got money to BBL and BBW and all this other stuff, but you could have used that to take some classes towards getting a degree or something like that. You could have done something to better yourself. But let's not act like that. You got the BBL, you know where you work at, and you know exactly what it was gonna do. Now, are the employers wrong for firing her? Well, I don't know. I don't know. But you're saying it's haterade, Lady Lotus.
It is 100% haterade. What my butt got to do with this job? And number one,
it's distracting.
It's not distracting because they all come in here. So how am I taking away?
Because they're
money?
Not ordering.
Oh, they gonna order or they gonna leave. See, she's supposed to stand on top of game and say, hey, if you like what you see, come and see me at the what was the name of the shop? What was it? Come see me at CC's at 12 o'clock when I slide down that pole with this brand new BBL. Because she got the extra money from somewhere. McDonald's ain't got to be her all-in job. If she got money to pay for a BBL and she working at McDonald's,
she could be finessing a dude. I mean,
but whatever the case may be, whether she in there or not, because she need the money, she don't need the money. It could be a second job. She could be in school working at McDonald's, and she could be working on the pole. I just feel like if you going to get a butt that big, you got to be working it on the pole.
Well, she can't be working on the pole and still working at McDonald's because you failing.
You can.
If you doing it right on the pole,
she might, she might need to keep herself in a tax bracket. She might not be reporting all that strip of money.
Right. So you ain't got to report it, but you doing it wrong.
But
I got another job.
I need the tax bracket. I need to be up in there for the IRS.
Start your own business and get you a non-for-profit.
Fire me for my BBL. We don't have a McDonald's named after me. Because I'm suing everybody. I'm suing your kids, your mama, your daddy, your grandma. That is not terms of me getting fired. Most McDonald's got security anyway. You better get security at the door.
But here's where
what they say, no shirt, no shoes.
But here's where I think that why they were able to fire her and will probably not be susceptible and at fault, for firing her, because you have companies that say you cannot wear or have anything on that is distracting, that's visibly distracting, no visibly distracting hair colors and all this and that. That BBL, that's not her butt. She went in and bought an enhancement. So that's not something that you were. but it's a distraction.
Me buying a butt is no different from Big Booty Judy having a butt, and
she got a big booty.
But both of us work here. Me getting a BBL is not terms for you firing me or saying I'm distracted. That's no different than another. That's no different than another woman standing next to me with some 40 double D. You got to put it on there. Right, and 40 ZZZs. Y'all hire her.
Right, but what if they don't hire her and put her in the front? So you started off.
You put me in the back.
You started off meeting the appearance requirement, because let's be real, these jobs have appearance requirements, and being in school. Wait, Cedric says she's a medical student too.
Thank you, Cedric.
I'm not with
appearance requirement is discrimination. You cannot tell people you can't have a big booty, you can't have a big breast, you can't be light-skinned, you can't be dark-skinned, your hair could be long. Now, I understand the whole distracting things, but technically you can't fire me because I decided to come to work with.
But if they put it, but if they have it in writing, then they can fire you, because it's just like with kids at school. If they have it in the handbook, if they're telling you what their expectations
it's not in the handbook that she can't get a BBL.
But it wouldn't say BBL, but it would list things that they deem inappropriate that would have to follow the guidelines. And I'm gonna be honest, I would be on board with that, because if you coming up here distracting my customers and messing my business around, listen, baby, you are in the wrong place. But again, I'm sure, I bet you they did not say BBL. I can tell you that. I can tell you right there, they did not say BBL.
But you still gotta have a reason to fire her.
And then they may not.
You gotta have a reason to fire her, because that's a lawsuit, and McDonald's know that regardless. You can't just look at somebody and say today, oh, look how she just walked up in here, she fired. That's a lawsuit. Now, if she's under, what do you call those when they be like, oh, I got to write you up? You still got to write me up about 3 times, have a meeting with me.
But some jobs, they don't even have to have a reason. I don't know if there's some jobs, they don't even have to have a reason to fire you.
Jobs like McDonald's, you got to have a reason to fire me.
Now, listen,
you can't just fire people unless you signed a contract. Like the type of job that I work for in logistics, if they feel like, okay, we don't need you no more, you can go, then, they let me know, hey, your job is over with, because it's contract written.
Hey, you all, like I said, don't listen. Young ladies, don't.
Y'all better get y'all booties.
Don't try it.
If y'all want y'all booties.
I would not. Do not go there. Do not even risk yourselves not being able to work and things of that nature. Listen. Keep everything decent and in order, because again, if you have a lot at stake and you're striving to do some things and striving to make some things happen, listen, just proceed accordingly. But again, that lawsuit, again, I'm on both sides of it, because again, if I'm telling you what we're expecting, like they tell you, you can't wear the long nails. It's just certain things that you cannot do in customer service. And I'm with that. Like, I'm going to go back to Cedric's point, her being a medical student. Let me tell you what I absolutely despise in today's society and today's culture of going to the doctor or going to the hospital. I'm tired of the CNAs smelling like weed. I'm tired of I'm tired of it. I just feel like that's so unprofessional. I'm tired of you looking like you just got up, like you didn't even wash between me and thee. But now you finna come. How you taking care of me? You ain't even took care of yourself first. And that's not on no haterade stuff. That's just on some real, listen, what happened to cleanliness? They said cleanliness is right next to godliness. And I guess ain't nobody trying to get close to God, because listen, these folks coming outside, when I tell you the girl coming thinking she was going to take my blood, no, you're not. No, you're not. You look like you smoked. When they were saying pass, you look like you did not. They talking about some puff pass. You did not pass. You did not follow the rotation rules. You didn't follow them. So now you think you finna experiment on my arm, taking my blood? No, thank you.
Now, see, I agree with that. That's totally different from you telling me what to do with my body. Because I agree with you. I get tired of going to pick the kid up from the school And the mama's coming up in the school where the kid go, smelling like marijuanas. Or the baby smell like marijuana because you decided to hot box the car with the kid in there. So now the kid go to school smelling like that. I agree with that. I ain't smelled on nurses like that because they need to be sent home as soon as they walk in the door.
As soon as possible.
I don't go where we go, so
this ain't. I was
where I go. If you come up in here smelling like that, I know you getting up out this clinic right now. You no longer have a job.
Well-known facility, so it's not even in the hood.
Oh,
so
they need to
I'm
be
just like,
quick. They knew what they was doing.
I just didn't understand, and that wasn't the first time. I'm just like, okay, but even if it is in the hood, like you are dealing with patients, like that's so unfair. Like I'm like this whole medical system, like I just have so many.
With my tattoos, when I was in school for massage therapy, I had to cover my tattoos. When I was in school for esthetician, my tattoos, did we have to cover our tattoos for esthetician? Yes, I did. I had to wear a long sleeve shirt.
You couldn't have your nails
I had to cover
long. You have to cut your nails down. You can't have no white on your nails.
I don't remember the polish. I feel like the girls had their nails did. I can't really.
So being a massage therapist myself as well, but you couldn't have no polish, no polish.
I can't remember for
no nails or anything like that. You couldn't have anything like that.
But those are things that are. This is a medical issue. You know what I'm saying? This could tell somebody. You know, I could have whatever hepatitis. I could have got anything from getting these tattoos. It's unprofessional coverage. In the day and age that we live in now, the things that we grew up with aren't the same. People got tattoos on their face. And they're doctors now.
But people just say it's still the same.
People like that.
Some people just let the standard down there just because more and more people are accepting of it. Just like it's certain things that the world is accepting of, and they think that it's okay today. It don't mean that it's right. It's a lot of stuff out there that wasn't the same how it was yesterday. But since everybody is doing it, it's still wrong. It's still not the right thing just because 1 trillion people are doing this one thing. Still would be wrong.
I don't feel like appearance has anything to do. As long as I'm clean, I smell good. Now I shouldn't be coming to work looking like no bum. But my appearance.
But what if it's a bum to you, but it's not a bum to them? That's just how they think.
I'm saying personally, you took a shower and you put some clothes on. Now, if my jeans got holes in them, they might be the only jeans that I have. If my shirt ain't pearly white, I probably don't know how to wash clothes. I'm not nitpicking in that. I'm not going to nitpick in that moment. What I'm saying is my appearance has nothing to do with how I work.
Well, as a business owner, you would definitely, it would be appearance for me. Appearance is everything. The way you present yourself is everything, because you could be the difference between me getting a client, the first, especially I've always believed like the receptionists and people that answer the phone and greeting your customers, those are the people that could make or break your business. Because if these people have such nasty attitudes, you'd be like, oh child, I don't even want to go.
But see, the attitude
over here, or how they look,
is that difference from their appearance
or how they smell.
Because the girl could have some purple hair and be more politer than the girl that's sitting over here with the $200 hair weave or the good personality and the suit on, and she's looking fabulous and she looking nice, but she got a funky attitude and she don't work the way she's supposed to work. But the girl who's sitting here with some braids in her hair, and because she decided to put a purple streak in her braid, she's judged and she worked harder than everybody else. She put in the hours, she put in the time. She here 15 minutes early because she understands that if I start work at 8 o'clock, I'm late. I'm supposed to be here at 8:15.
But still, protocol is protocol. If I say no purple hair, it's natural color hair, then we have to do natural color hair. But I just think that it's just, listen, we just have to make better choices and better decisions. And it's just like, okay, in that moment, like, okay, so now you've lost your job potentially because of these enhancements. Because again, that's the category that it falls under. But I will be eager to see how this plays out. Like, are these going to be legit lawsuits and things of that nature that could definitely hold up? I would definitely be interested in finding out about that. Cedric is saying they don't say ish when a snowflake get boob jobs.
Thank you.
It's her boob job. Listen, now I'm not even gonna say.
Ain't nobody saying nothing when they coming up in here with their lips 5 times bigger than what they was
come
yesterday.
Up in here looking crazy like that, because we all know that when the snow, unless they got iced tea, his wife size breasts, his wife size boobies, ain't nobody could listen. She ain't had nothing to begin with, so she have given herself, and it's a natural. Again, these BBLs, let's be honest, these BBLs that some people are getting are not even natural looking. Again, you should not be looking like something strange. Like, it's just like you looking like a science experiment. And I'm not, and some of these girls are so beautiful without this. It's like, God, do you not, like, when you look in the mirror, that's where that self-love and that low self-esteem, like, you got to start loving yourself, because when you look in the mirror, you don't love what God has already created you to be. And I know I'm one. Listen, before I have bada bing and bada bang, when I'm telling you, when I was coming up through the ranks, my chest was so dang on flat. Man, you talking about getting some boob implants. I'm like, I had a kid and that was my boob implant temporarily. So it fluctuates up and down. But I'm like, when I had him, that's when I developed, but now, baby, these bad boys is just out of control. I'm just like, whoo, child, where in the world did you all come from? But you know what? Listen, this ain't nothing but Starbucks. This ain't nothing but caffeine up here. So once that caffeine is detoxed out of here, then y'all won't see these anymore. But again, if you're getting enhancements, I'm not gonna make no excuse. These girls are getting these enhancements because they know the type of attention that is going to get. That is why they are going out. That is why all of a sudden in the late 2000s, this foolishness has become a trend. But should she get fired? Well, as I said, I definitely look forward to following this, and hopefully the case is made public so that we can kind of see how this goes. But listen, talking about seeing how this goes. Now, this rubbed me the wrong way, and it was a situation that said, you know what? Listen, be careful what you ask for. Because this guy says, you don't have an opinion if you don't pay bills. So if you ain't paying not near bill in this house, I don't want to hear from you. Hush. Hirsch, you have nothing to say about nothing. If I say jump, all you say is how high. Matter of fact, don't even ask me how high. Just jump if you're not paying any bills. And I said, well, Dad. But what do you all think about that? If your lady, she's living with you, you guys are married. Your wife, she's a stay-at-home, oh Lord, she's a stay-at-home mom. Does she have an opinion if she's not contributing financially because she's a stay-at-home mom? What do you all think about that? What do you think about that, Lady Lotus? Does she have an opinion?
Because she got an opinion.
Should it be taken into consideration?
I don't care what you paying, how you paying, and what you doing. It that doesn't make me inhuman. That doesn't make me not have an opinion, a thought, a say so. That doesn't do any of that. He just want to be controlling, and she need to go somewhere.
Roy is saying that mentality is messed up. Does a woman have an opinion if she's not paying bills? Does she have an opinion? Here's the thing. This is why I would say it would be so difficult for me to be, it's one of those you darned if you do. So now, since she's out working and having her own thing and getting her own money and doing her own thing, she's wrong. If she's staying at home and taking care of your little gremlin kids, and she's being a homemaker, making sure you got your basket head got something to eat when you come home, she don't have an opinion because she's working. What do you all want? Like, what is really wanted? Because again, you're darned if you do. She ain't got no opinion, and she just got to sit there and hush.
Yeah,
so what they saying?
He must got the right one, because it wouldn't be me.
Because if you're not working, if you're not bringing, if you're not contributing financially, but she's taking care of the little gremlins that she done gave birth to. She taking care of your ugly self. She taking care of the dog, the fish. She putting up with your mother and your trifling family. But you saying because you bring in the money, because you wanted her to stay at home, she don't have
You
no
made the
opinion.
decision. You said stay at home. Just because I stay at home doesn't mean I don't have anything. And it's like you said, the little gremlin. Let me tell y'all something. These men pick these little kids up from school one day and just be so tired and don't even look at you and say, baby, I don't know how you do this 4 days out the week or 5 days out the week. I did it one day and I am whooped. This child done whooped me. These kids done whooped me.
Cedric is saying,
And we don't get no credit for that. I've heard all you do is take her to school and bring her back home, cook some food and go to bed. You think it's that easy? You think it's that simple?
listen,
I got to
trade with
listen
me.
to the whole conversation about what her little besties did. I never get a thought about what I would like to do. You get no time to think when you dealing with kids. Then we got the little raggedy cat. You got to feed the raggedy cat. I got to think about what to feed my family, what I'm going to do for my family. Let me pick her clothes out for school tomorrow. Then I gotta say, baby, how was your day?
You just
How was your day, husband?
you just made me. You want a dog?
No, I do, but I don't.
I'm finna bring it to the baby so she can see it and fall in love with
She
it.
already said she don't want no dog.
This one she gonna like
no,
this
she not,
one.
because she already know if she get a dog, she picking up poop with her hands. So
She already trained. She trained to the pad. But listen, so wait, so Cedric is saying, yes, she does. Taking care of a home and rearing a child is a full-time job.
You
Absolutely.
know what, Cedric? Boy, you get 5,000 points.
And hey, Michael is saying that's why I don't understand why women want to have someone taking care of them and not paying for anything. People think they own you when they are taking care of you. Absolutely. And that is the exact reason why I feel like I could not be in that type of situation. I would rather just go ahead on and listen, because you're not gonna treat me.
I gotta interject on that. Manipulators feel that way. Like people who want to manipulate you. We have had plenty of grandparents and grandfathers who have taken care of their families and did not make the woman of the house feel like that. You have these manipulators, because it was men back then who said, sit down, shut up, and don't say nothing. Take care of the house. Those are manipulators. Every man not like that. I know that. Every man ain't like that.
Pretty Tasha is saying, rather if she is working or not, she's still doing something by taking care of those kids. Hey, Michael, how you doing? That is so true. But Michael did raise a good point, and that's something that I've always thought about, like in the back of my head. I'm like, how comfortable would I be just sitting out? Because I don't know. Like, I just wouldn't want to be in that situation, because then I'm going to have to checkmate you. Because the moment you say something out of pocket, now I'm like, see, now you're going to have to go be calling the pastor and saying, you know what, I'm supposed to be the husband, I'm supposed to be the head. But see, you done stepped out into the ET territory. You done stepped out into the extraterrestrial zone. And now I'm going to have to bring you back. Got to bring you back. But like Lady Lotus said, every dude don't think
it's the
like
character.
that.
We supposed to be paying attention to character.
Absolutely. So you definitely have to be mindful of who you're hooking up with, because that is some straight caveman stuff. If she don't take care of, or if she don't bring nothing to the table, then she don't have no opinion.
Male chauvinist tendencies will arise. And if they're a problem for you, then that is a red flag. And that means throw him back and go find you another one.
This is true.
It doesn't matter how good his pink is. His schlong dong. Because it's about 100.
Dong would not be schlong.
It's 100,000 more out there. We got issues with throwing stuff back. Look, if you ain't happy, if it ain't right, go ahead, go move. On to the next one is my word.
And this is why, again, guys, you have to be so mindful of just making sure that you are properly vetting these people and talking to these people so that you can see what people think, what they're thinking. Because, it would definitely be nice to know if you're dealing with a douchebag or not. So it's like, okay, you know what? Listen, so these are conversations, good conversations to definitely have up front, because again, if that's your stance on it, I'm not going to try to change your mind. I just don't want to be involved with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be involved in a situation like that where you're treating me as though I'm less than because I am at home taking care of your gremlins. Now, what if you say, well, Jay, I don't have any gremlins. She's just at home and she's not doing anything. So my question would be, did you all talk about that beforehand? Did you all come up with what the game plan would be, upon getting married or upon moving in together or whatever the case is while you guys are living together? Was that discussed? And did you say, well, you know what? Listen, if you're not paying no bills over here in this juke joint, you ain't got nothing to say. This here, my juke joint.
I will give up everything I got to say when he was courting that woman. And he was telling her, oh, baby, I'm going to take care of you. You ain't going to never have to work long as you with me. I got you. I'm going to buy you what you want. And she up, that's what I want. I bet you not nan tab did he say, now, the stipulation is
they're not gonna tell you
that you have no opinion.
They don't tell you what the fine print is. So
they want that. You know what the problem is?
What?
He wanted her to be Becky with the good hair.
No Becky with the good.
That's what he wanted. He wanted her. He wanted her. But he got Teresa with the nappy hair.
Yes, listen, nap sticking all out. Listen, sticking all out.
Don't let it fool you, baby. The beady bees is back there.
Look, put that spit back there, make it lay down for a little bit. But baby, listen,
it's gonna
you start talking crazy. That's what makes it when y'all start talking crazy. That's what make the naps unravel. Woo! Michael is saying, I agree. They are manipulators, and then he goes on to say, you're too independent, Jamela. That wouldn't work. That would not work for you. It's all about respect. Even if you are taking care of everything that is y'all home together. Absolutely.
That's right.
Now listen.
And she run the money anyway.
You know what? Okay, so
we already know.
I don't want to run things, but I was just.
You're gonna run them books though.
I'm gonna have to. But respectfully so, like, guys, let me say, okay, listen, I have a big mouth and I talk a lot, but I am respectful in relationships, and I do respect, but listen, I will say this, but when all bets are off, all bets are off. So it's just like, okay, we're not in a relationship anymore. So I'm going to say whatever it is that I want to say, but I think that I would personally ask, going into, but this would be something that I'm going to ask before we even say I do, because I need you to know, because I don't want to have another situation where we get to we on our way down the aisle and I'm just like, you know what, this mug right here, I ain't going to be able to do this ish. I'm not going to do that again. So the next time I'm going to make it, or I'm going to make it. Listen, if y'all got to drag me down the aisle, I'm going to make it this time to the pastor, because do y'all know how long I had to talk to somebody after the fact because it was my fault? I'm thinking you helping me to get over the set, and it's all of the reasons why I was wrong, and why I'm like, well, wait a minute, I'm wasting my money thinking you was gonna come fix me, and you just read me. I'm like, listen, I don't need this. I'm tired of paying my copay for this ish right here. I could have stayed at home, but it's bull junkie. But I do believe that, just again, a level of communication and talking about this in advance, that definitely would be something that I would definitely suggest talking to. Just like this next hot topic. Now, listen, ladies, fellas, what do you think? This is another hot topic. Is it true? Do you think men, your man in particular, in a relationship, do you think he can really be jealous of his woman? Do you think a man, these are relationships, a man in a relationship can be jealous of his woman? Yes, yes, and yes. And that's a very scary place to be in, because it's like you're sleeping with the enemy. You're smiling in my face, but everything that you say or do, like, it's condescending and it's haterish. It's like femaleish. And I'll give an example. You still doing your little show. You still got your little property. You still got your little. Okay, so what show do you have? What Airbnb do you have? What property do you have? What do you have? So, because since everything I'm doing is little, enlighten us on what you're doing.
Better big me up.
It's never a big up moment. So I do think that, and I've had this happen to me twice. And that's why I'm always leery. Like when people would say, you know what? Listen, can you, and it don't matter. It's been on both sides of the spectrum. One of them was from one of the guys, the attention jealousy was from an attention standpoint. Like this social media stuff was just too big and too much for him, because he was used to getting his own attention. But then when you see, and I'm not even about getting no attention, but my issue is bigger than yours. He wasn't like, he's not on social media work. I'm like, this is just a job. This is what I do. This is not like about my life, but he made his life about social media, flexing in on everything that he's doing in his personal life. But my stuff is just all about the show and about business. But it would always be little sarcastic, snide remarks about this. The other one, baby, that was just flat out. He wanted me to sell my house because he didn't have a house. Well, why don't you sell your house and we can go and get a house together? Why don't you stop doing that business and we can go and start something together? And I'm just like,
I'm not even your wife.
Not even.
See, I dealt with the jealousy where I didn't notice it. We would hang out with my friends, and my friends would notice. Every time you laugh, he look at you and have like a snarl. And then I started, when one of my friends told me, she was like, I don't think he like you socializing. And I'm like, no, we enjoy going out and hanging out and doing stuff. But then I realized it was the fact that, because I got the name Social Butterfly. Everybody got to talk to you. Everybody got to smile at you. Everybody got to say this and that to you. And I'm naive when it comes to stuff like that. I don't pay no attention. But it was like he was 100% jealous of the fact that I was a people person and people just loved me. But I also learned the type of women that he dated before me. So that made him the light of attention. They're not getting the attention. He's I ain't gonna even describe him because then I'm gonna tell on him. But he was used to having all of the attention. So now we both sharing the attention, which I don't even want the attention. I don't care about stuff like that. But he was definitely the social media thing, counting how many friends I had, how many likes you get, and going back 4 and 5 years. So when I wasn't even dating him, talking about who is this person, and you was on vacation having fun with this person. I met him on the beach and laughed and talked with him and took a picture with him, and he's still where he at.
It can be very scary, especially when there's a huge income difference. Woo! Like it, I don't know.
In this day and age, now no man should be upset that his woman make more money than him.
It's like, but some dudes, they can't take it. I mean, like this guy, like I said, he was the only one like in his circle that wasn't making the type of income. So like all of his friends were like really, really successful. And he was cool. And listen, ladies, this is why you got to be careful with the potential. It's like you darn if you do.
Be big on potential. It's like, Jay, Jamila, he got potential.
Oh
she
my gosh.
used to be like, no, I don't care. And I'm like, come on now. Mm-mm.
And
Watch the potential, ladies.
watch the potentialers, because those, I'm just like, so that was how we got together, because I'm like, very smart dude, very cool dude. Like, I'm like, man, you can, like, this would be no problem. Like, life will be no piece. It's a piece of cake. Like, he wasn't a potential builder in process. Like, he progressed, like you needed to push him. He already had the ambition. He just needed somebody to hold the flashlight. And I felt like I could hold the flashlight. And so I'm like, okay, you know what? We could do this. Baby, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. He wanted me to turn my light off. He wanted me to unscrew the bulb, baby. Just just go back to the basics. Did not want anything. And I'm just like, dang, I'm like, and it's just, it showed up in so many different areas, but those were just some of the things that just came to mind as to why I'm like, you know what? I ain't gonna do this. I'm not gonna be able to do this. Because once I walk away, I'm like, I'm good on it. I'm not, listen, we not doing this anymore. But yes, be very mindful and be very careful, ladies, because again, it's all, a lot of times it's in the conversation. Like Lady Lotus was saying, if they're never big up in anything that you're doing, I'm like, listen, you should be my number one supporter. You should be my number one fan. Like, if
My
we're
number one cheerleader.
you should be there, right? Because I'm like, if it were you, if the shoe was on the other foot, I'm gonna be there to build you up and build up whatever it is that you're doing. And I'm like, one guy, I'm even telling him, I'm like, listen, you would be great at doing this, and this, so you can have your own thing, so that you don't feel like you living in my shadow, which I don't even have a shadow. Like, I don't so it's like, but he has some mental issues too, so it was, so that would definitely explain all that jealousy when I'm like, but I'm like, I looked through his medicine cabinets, I never seen he wasn't taking
the medicine.
He wasn't taking nothing. I'm just like, so he was one that, definitely needed to have been diagnosed with some ish. But yeah, I do think that things, some guys can be jealous of their women and jealous of their success, but also I believe the flip, that some women can be jealous of their men, but I think it's less. I just think that it's less women, unless you got a go-getter and she's like, and I would look and say, okay, is that really jealousy, or am I really competitive? Because I will tell something about, like,
I'm super competitive.
I'm just like,
please don't challenge me. I want you to challenge me. It drives me.
I listen, and I'll get mad real quick because I play to win. So I'm just like, if you got something out there, like, I want to do, if you doing something good, I want to do it too. And I want to do it, but I'm gonna try to do it better. And if I don't do it better, then I ain't gonna lie. Listen, I reside on Petty Island, and I am
Petty Island.
Listen, and I can be a hater at times. I can admit that. I'm big enough to admit that I can be a hater at times, and I will hate, and I will have rocks in my jaw. So there you have it. I'm just gonna sitting up here. But what I'm never gonna do is, I'm not the type of hater that will say, you doing this little stuff. That's why this ain't gonna work out. That's not the type of hate that I have. My hate is, they doing it that way. I'm gonna do it this way. And my ish gonna be better than yours.
I don't even
that's
think
kind of how I am.
Hate, though, because you hate me, I'm putting you down. I'm talking
about
I
don't
you.
Put people down.
I'm saying this. It's like, to me, it's a healthy envy. Like, I see what you doing, but I'm about to do it better. That's a healthy envy. Because envy ain't always bad. But to say you a hater, you're not a hater because you're not hating on them. You just saying, I see what you doing. Now, you might not be big up in them, but you're not down.
I'm going to big up you too.
I see what you're doing, but I'm about to do it better. But that's that competitive spirit. That competitive spirit is like, that's why when people be like, oh, I had another girl at my job. She was selling candles. And so we met each other. And one of the guys who always buy my candles, he brought her to me and he was like, here go your competitor. And I was like, she's not my competitor. I'm not in competition with her.
Right.
We make the same thing, but that's not Keisha Candles.
Right.
And what she got
is what she got.
So whoever like what she got, those are her customers. I'm not trying to steal her customers or take her customers. But those who like what I got gonna stay over here. Or they gonna shop with both of us because, sir, you buy both our candles.
So wait, so we got on YouTube, we got UK Frostbite is saying,
What up,
so
UK?
you want to compete with your man, be petty and be a hater. Why? You know, I don't know. Sometimes it just brews up. And then I'm not sure if this is a woman or a man, so I'm just gonna say, so UK Frostbite is also saying healthy envy. Yes, I mean it's like at the end of the day, I think that it's not what you do or what you say, it's how you do it and how you say it. So I'm very supportive. I'm competitive, but I'm supportive. You know, I could be the other S word, oh geez. But you know, that submissive word.
Oh, I was gonna say, what other S word?
But no, seriously though, I am, but I'm a visionary and I have a lot, and I'm just a go-getter. Like I'd like to do things that, you know, especially when it regards money. Like I'm like, listen, like, yo, let's go buy this and let's just see what happens. And sometimes that, you know, everybody is not comfortable with doing things like that. But at the end of the day, just be mindful, because it's just like people hearts. How do you know a person's heart? By their words, their actions, and their deeds. So that's how you will know if you're dealing with somebody that is, you know, jealous of you or hateful or something like that. But you got to be very, 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 very mindful of that. Now, listen, speaking of being mindful, now listen, what do you all think about this? Listen, on the first date, should you go Dutch? Should you go Dutch if it's a first date in today's, the way we are going and the way things are being done in today's society? Should you go Dutch on a first date, since it's so much confusion on, oh, where are we in a relationship, or is she just out for my food and she just trying to use me and all this and that? Is it just wise to say, you know what? Let's just go Dutch. Therefore, we know that nobody has to feel any type of way about anything. Let's just go Dutch. What do you think about that, Lady Lotus?
Tell your mama to go Dutch. If I'm not worth a meal for you to get to know me, tell your mama to go Dutch. That's what you do. Go pick up your little raggedy mama and take your mama out and tell your mama to go Dutch and see what your mama got to say to you. Let's just stand that right there. I wish one of my sons would take me out to eat and say, you paying? No, I'm not paying, son. You're paying. Tell your mama. That's what you do. Tell them Lady Lotus said. Let me look right here. Tell your mama. 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 You going Dutch. Now, I will accept a picnic for a first date. I might even take Chipotle. Now, don't you take me to no McDonald's, no Burger King, no Wendy's, no none of that. You better make it a step above them. You could take me get some greasy, what's that seafood place? It's always greasy, but it's good. You could take me to Long John Silver.
Oh no. They still have those open?
I don't know, but I'm just saying, if you're that kind of brother, because I'm weaning you out anyway. I'm judging you by where you taking me to. I'm judging you by your conversation. I'm checking my list and I'm checking it twice.
Now wait, so
tell your mama you going Dutch. Don't come for me.
Cedric is saying, who asked who to go out? And then Michael is saying, no Dutch. If I invite you out, I'm paying. Listen, Lady Lotus, I'm going to jump on that. Tell your mama to go Dutch. I'm definitely jumping on that. Tell your mama to go Dutch, because I will not go. Pretty Tasha is saying, to take me out on a date and then tell me we finna go Dutch that's some bull junkie. And it's a deal breaker for me, period.
Man, so go Dutchy. This you gonna ask me on the date and say, hey, hey, Miss J, I really like you. I think you're a beautiful woman. I would like to take you out on a Dutch date. That don't even sound right. I want to take you out on a date, and then you're going to hit it with the butt. You got to pay. That's not a date.
Listen,
That's a friendship. We do that.
The way
we pay, we either gonna pay for one another, or we gonna split the bill. I ain't either gonna sit with no man. Tell your mom.
Cedric
Y'all done made me mad.
Cedric said, I'm old school. The man should pay. And I agree with that. I agree that the man should pay. I'm not. Listen, it don't matter how many kids that she got and all this other stuff. If you had a problem with how many kids she got, you shouldn't have asked her on the date. But a date should be now. I will jump on the bandwagon with the fellas that are saying this. It depends on who asks who. If I ask him out, which I'm not gonna ask him out, but if I did, I would pay because I've asked you out on a date. So I would totally pay. If I asked you out to a meeting or something like, I'm gonna pay because I asked you. But if it was something mutual that we had to do, then we're gonna split it, or one person. It just depends. But I do believe that if the woman asks the man out, then you should definitely pay the bill. Roy is saying, go to the park and walk around. Go get ice cream first date to get to know the person. And I'm with that, Roy. I mean, here's the thing, because I'm not all big on these first dates being all expensive and stuff like that. I'm really not big on that. And here's why. Because I don't want to be somewhere where I may not even like you. And now I'm stuck here trying to sit here, eat this fancy meal for 2 hours and try to force conversation. Like, that's a lot of stress and that's a lot of pressure. But like Roy said, if we go get ice cream or go do something earlier. And so now I'm like, listen, let's do some earlier dates. So if I don't like you, let's do some brunch or something. So if I don't like you, then by 3:00, this date is over with, and I can find somebody else to hang out with by 7:00 that is going to be more worth my time and hanging out with. So it's not about your meal, because I'll pay. I just need to get away from you and away from this because you're draining me.
I don't even understand why this is a topic. Why is this a conversation? If you can't afford to take somebody out on a date, don't take them out on a date. If you're so concerned, you should be able to tell by a woman's conversation if she just wants you to feed her.
I say it all the time.
You should be able to figure that out if this woman is just trying to get a free meal off of you. Before you even go on a first date, you should at least been talking on the phone for a while. Or did you just instantly meet her and was like, hey, I want to take you out? If you can't do that, you should just get phone numbers. You should just like video call for a little while and see if you really like this person and say, hey, you know what? I'm digging you. You worth a meal.
And that's where I think that it should start there. It should start with the video calling and the video chat. I mean, we have too much technology, fellas, for y'all to still be sitting up here having these problems, not knowing who's going out with you for real reasons or who's going out with you just to get something to eat. Like, this too much technology. So some of you all are not taking the time to go through the sorting process. And that's what the problem is, because if we got to go Dutch, we shouldn't even be going on the date. Like, clearly, in my opinion, it's a disconnection. We're disconnected. Somewhere you not feeling me. Somewhere it's in your head or your heart. And I ain't finna pay. And if you feel like that, I'm okay with that. Don't take me out. You don't have to see me. You don't have to go out with me. You don't have to take me out anywhere, because before I go Dutch, I'll go solo. I'll say that again. Before I go Dutch, I will go solo. Because what's the purpose? What's the purpose?
How many of us take ourselves out on dates? We've been dating ourselves since the 90s.
I keep telling y'all, listen, you look at our thighs. We are not missing a meal.
Not missing
one.
Listen,
we are not. Listen, and plus, if you ain't taking that, listen, you got to catch us, because we anteing up our girls and we going out.
We already
outside.
You know how drunk we get at brunch?
how drunk they get at brunch, and I just
This
be
girl
looking.
be drunk off life. So she be
Oh, I have
drunk
a
just
good.
after at
Oh
lunch.
Lord, I have
I
a good
wish
time.
they'd open Fremont back. Can we
Oh, I
please?
wish they
Can
would
we
too. I
please get a
do.
petition going to help these people give us back our spot? Because they weren't hurting for certain at all. They
That
was making
was
money.
that was definitely a good.
But we do this.
This
Do you know
is
how much money we spend on purses and hair and lip?
nails and
Do you
lips
know
and
how
all
much lip gloss costs? We're women. We don't buy lip gloss out the beauty supply. Sorry for anybody who do, but I
Right.
don't.
But
Do you know
here's
how
the
much
thing,
money?
too.
Do you know how much my glasses cost?
Wait, listen, and I'm gonna jump on that bandwagon. I'm not even gonna listen. I'm gonna tell y'all. Lady Lotus jumped on it from a financial standpoint, but I'm gonna jump on it from a petty standpoint in one moment. Cedric is saying chivalry is what it's about. Michael is saying real woman activity, Jay. If you asked him out, you should pay, but I wouldn't let you. Michael, we going out. I want to get some tacos and some coffee and something. Let's go on out and get something to eat. Sister, Pretty Tasha is saying exactly, Sister Jay. And then Michael is saying, definitely, we agree. We should agree. Hold on. I'm sorry, I missed it. Definitely agree. We should be having conversations before we go out. You should be able to tell who is just looking for a free meal. Cedric is saying Navy Pier or Lincoln Park Zoo, talk, walk, and get properly acquainted. And then Michael is saying brunch be lit. Yes, lit. Yes, it does. Now here's another reason, and this is the petty reason why I would not go Dutch on a date. Okay. First of all, do y'all know how much time it take to get? Do you know how uncomfortable it is to have bada bing and bada bang just sitting up here? So I got to have these.
You got to put the pretty bra
You got
on.
to put the good bra on.
The
You got to
matching
put
panties.
the pretty panties on. Do y'all know how? Listen, in
girdles
the summertime,
and waist trainers.
Listen, you put the thong on. Don't have. Listen,
I ain't putting that on.
Listen, I'm telling you, your booty be the cookie monster just eating up. Listen,
I don't even understand how you still wear them things.
I don't listen. I'm getting away from. But listen, even my regular panties. Sometimes, listen, you've been on walk so much. Victoria's Secret line. It ain't no secret. Let me tell you, my left cheek, one of my cheeks is gonna be out because my booty be the cookie monster. So I just be eating up the panty. So do you know how much time it takes just to put on the right pair of underwear, just to make sure it's not when I walk? It's a lot. Okay, we got to go through all this preparation just to get there, and you say we going Dutch. Do you know I could have just went out by myself and put on the raggedy drawers and not have to worry about none of that? I could have put on the bra that got one of the things is I don't got one wire on one of them, so I got one boob up and the other one is hanging. You know why? Because one of the bras, it got the wire in there, and I snatched the other one out because it kept poking me in my chest because the good bra I washed it when I was supposed to. Now the wire done came out, but I pulled it out. But I said, because I paid too much money for the bra, so I'm not throwing the bra away.
She done went over the river.
So if it looked like this, but now you want me to take time to go and put the bra on that's gonna make them both sit up like this. I'm not gonna go through all that. That's too much going through all that just to go Dutch. I'd go solo.
I am not. That was.
So
she went over the river and through the woods.
I'm just letting you all know.
But it's so
why
much
I would
more
not
to that conversation. It's not just the bra.
It's the panties too.
It's the heels that I gotta put on because my ankle. Hey, let me tell y'all something. I see Mary J. Blige on Friday, baby. Forget the Megan knees. I need no Mary J. knees and no Mary J. ankles. Okay, I gotta put my heels on. I gotta spray. Which perfume I'm? Ooh, what he want? What he think I'm gonna smell like? We gotta go through picking out outfits. You know how many times we changed our clothes just to be sexy for you, not to be overly sexy. Oh, too much boob out. This don't match the thong. You know how much we go through as women just to look nice and presentable and smell good.
This is what I'm saying.
And the conversations that we have with ourselves before we even go on a date. Is he gonna like this? Like, even for us women who exude confidence, we still about to go through Go back home with a woman after a date and tell her you got to use the bathroom. I bet you when you walk in her room,
it's clothes everywhere.
It's clothes everywhere because she done threw everything everywhere. Panties, bra. This bra sit up too tight. This bra sit down too low. These panties done.
I can't breathe in these.
It's a lot. And for you to just sit up here and only wonder in the world is
she paying?
Is she asking me out just for some food? If she is just asking you out for some food, then you take her and you feed her.
Now, Cedric is saying LMA. Sparkle is saying they not going to see nothing. LOL. It's work for real. It truly is. Now, listen, Michael is saying not the raggedy draws. Absolutely the raggedy draws. Listen, Sparkle is saying I could have worn my moo-moo. See, that's what I'm saying, right? Listen, all of that that's exactly what you do. And Cedric is saying go to Illinois and Michigan to catch a coach wagon. You know what? That would be really good. But you got to wait to the real spring, almost into the summertime, because what we experiencing right now is not real like this, because it was just snowing this morning. And now, so I ain't trying
the
to even
snow gone.
and I ain't even trying to be out in all that foolishness. But what I'm saying to you all is we go through a lot. Some of us, most of us. And again, if you don't feel like she's worth that, then just don't ask her, or find somebody else that is going to be on board with that, go Dutch. Because I'm not saying it's going to be a no for me, but it's somebody out there that it's cool and it's okay with. So, just do your thing. But Dutch, me, I'd solo.
Tell your mama to go Dutch. I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt. Tell your mama. I gotta start back bringing my notebook.
And that's
tell your mama.
And this is true. Now, speaking of tell your mama, listen, what do you all think about this?
In my notes,
they said child support should be put on a card where the father can track what the money is being spent on. What do you all think about that? The child support, when a woman receives the child support, the mother receives the child support, that child support should be put on a card, and the father should be able to track how the child support is being spent. What do you all think about that? Is that a good solution for child support, or is that just like, okay, what in the world? Like, why are we doing that? What are your thoughts, Lady
Tell
Lotus?
your mama to track her funds. That's what you do. That's what you do. Tell your mama, track your mama funds. What you worried about what I spent the money on? It's mine. It's called child support. I supported your child
support.
I supported your child. If you feel like that money is not being spent correctly, then go back to the court and talk to the judge and let the judge tell you what to do. That's what you do.
So now, with that, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, you can track. First, let me just say this. If you are paying $13.47 for child support, that's not even enough to be loaded on a card. So some of the people that want these cards, the child support to be tracked on these cards, you're not even paying enough. You got to have $20 to get some money out of an ATM. So why do you want $13.47 to be tracked? How far can she go with $13.47? Okay. But I will say this, that you know what? If you feel like Lady Lotus was saying, if you feel like your child is not being properly taken care of, then I would definitely say then that's a reason, and that's concern to address the court. Not only about child, you worried about the wrong thing. You worried about child support, but you need to be worried about your child's well-being. You're worried about the child support. Oh, what the child support should be, but your child is looking raggedy and unkempt. You need to be worried about the well-being, because listen, it's some bigger issues going on. It's some bigger issues at stake, and it has nothing to do with child support. So let's say the money, let's say for argument's sake, the money is on the card and you can track where the money is going. what good is that going to do your child? But your child is still in the same condition. Oh, okay, well, I see that she bought him some shoes from some jumping jingle. Okay, so he got some shoes. He got all that, but when you see him, they looking raggedy from the flow up, looking toe up from the flow on up.
Well, kids look raggedy from the toe up from the floor up because they don't know how to take care of their clothes. Let's
This
just
is
say
true.
that. She could go buy him some shoes, and 2 weeks later, them shoes look like they got ran over by 50 million buses.
So
The thing is why is it such a concern? You just mad because your money going somewhere? You should have been a daddy and taking care of your doggone kid and dropping off the shoes and dropping off the clothes and dropping off what needed to be done, and we wouldn't have to go through this situation because you taking care of your kid. Half of y'all on child support because y'all don't do nothing.
now I'm gonna push back on that because there's a lot of dudes now, fellas. I'm gonna stand in the gap real quick, but let me just read this comment real quick. Roy Reed is saying, "I feel like, or it on if it's on a car and release it to the kid when they are 21, the woman will take care of the kid anyway."
No, we ain't
I'm
doing
not
that.
doing that because the kids have needs before they're
Exactly.
21. So you're saying that all the child support money should be put away in a trust or something until the kid turns 21. But what are they supposed to do with the kids means now until they turn 21?
Kids
So
is expensive.
they
Boy,
truly
that
are.
little girl costs a lot of money.
They truly are. Now, as far as the guys are the fathers that are on child support, I think that a lot of good dudes get a bad rap for not taking care of their kids. And I do think that the child support system is definitely has a bunch of flaws, and the system does not work out in the father's favor. I see too many good dudes get screwed over by the system. So I am not a fan or advocate of this child support system because I do see a lot of loopholes and a lot of ways where women are definitely getting away with a lot of stuff. But at the same time, I do see it, and to me, I always feel like it's always mismatched situations.
Yeah.
The father that is trying his best to be there and do the best for the kid, it seems like they always get the most outlandish mother, a chick to have a kid with. Just like the women that are out there doing the best for their kids, it seems like they always the most outlandish people get the good people that are trying to do the right thing. And that's why we have to have conversations like this, because the outlandish is overpowering all of the good stuff that's going on. But the child support, I just if parents, if people would just say, you know what, listen, the kid needs just like I need. So when I go shopping for me and buy something for me, I got to do for the kid. The kid has extra, like, take an active role in the kid's life. And then even saying that, there are so many dudes that are trying to be stand up and trying to take an active role in their kids' lives. And sometimes you got the woman there, the mother that is standing in the way because she don't want no part of him. She just want the money. And those are unfortunate situations where the men and the fathers do unfortunately just get stuck being just a financial provider, but they never get a chance to be.
If they in court for child support, they should be asking for visitation as well.
Now, Michael is saying, I don't need to track the child support. What good does that do?
Exactly. It's not gonna do anything. I feel like a dude that want to track the money, you just mad because you gotta get. That's why I said what I said. Not for everybody. You're just mad because that money coming out of your pocket and you have no control over it, and you mad about how much of it coming out, which probably 8 times out of 10 ain't even enough to take care of that kid. I don't care if it's $500 a month. $500 a month is nothing to take care of a child. We pay $360 just for after school care every 2 weeks. That's just for after school care. We're not going to talk about the little girl got an allergy and how much them allergy bills cost. We're not even going to talk about when I had all 5 of my boys at home and just to go buy those boys boxer shorts, t-shirts, and underwear to make sure they got more than enough. kids cost too much money, and y'all be whining and crying. I gotta give her 20% of my check. Well, you should have thought about that before you jab that thing up in there and let your little children go flying, and your little children decided to go peep. We found the egg that we like. You should have thought about that. You should have thought about that when you was over there dealing with an old girl that was screaming Byron, and now you got a baby by her. Like,
Cedric is
like
saying,
for real. I got a deadbeat. I took care of my kids on my own. I didn't collar, I didn't fuss, I didn't cuss. All I asked for half the time was, could you buy the underclothes? I got everything else. I could never get that. And I just told him, you gonna be broke and you ain't never gonna have a job till I get my money.
now Cedric is saying,
And trust me, go ahead. He was broke and they never had nothing.
Cedric has said, I absolutely agree. I was paying $1,500 a month and was paying that girl and her man rent. Woo, child, listen here.
You was paying $1,500 to pay their rent, but it still was paying for them kids because whatever her money was doing was going to the kid.
And then he also said, and I still was spending money on my son, and he had a full wardrobe at my crib. Right. See, that's what being a good father is. I definitely, again, dudes, like, again, a lot of fathers definitely get a bad rap because I know. Now listen, I'm not even gonna lie, because I just felt, listen, Cedric,
that resonated. How many kids was it, Cedric? That better have not been one kid.
That resonated with my heart right there, because let me tell you, everybody will be evicted, including the kids. I'm up here paying $1,500 and you got some rat. If he listen.
See, now you can't do that, because what do my man got to do with your child support?
That's where my money going. It ain't got nothing.
But that's your child. How do you know that's where your money going?
My money is coming over there in that household.
But that's where your money's supposed to be at.
I can't sleep.
That's where your money's supposed to be going at.
It's waking me up at night. I'm getting chills. I'm waking up every night with a hay fever because I know that my child, listen, $1,500 done been deducted out of my check and it's going over there, and you got Lester land over there, and they still taking out my $1,500.
You should have been doing what you was supposed to be doing, so Lester didn't have to lay here. But
you
ain't gonna worry about Lester over here. You just make sure you know what I'm saying. What's going? At the end of the day, every piece of money is in a pot. Whether it's my checks and your checks or Lester checks or whoever checks, they all going in one pot. And as long as your kids is taken care of and your kids got what they need, ain't nobody calling you saying school supplies is needed, the fees ain't getting paid. We don't got nothing to talk about. You can't dictate, I sent this $500. This $500 is supposed to go on this, and this. Because once a month, we don't need that every month.
And it's just the foolery be real. That's all I can say. But child support, like I said, that's a huge. I want to bring in an attorney, and I'll definitely want to just be able to do a bigger show on that and break down the pros and the cons and how this child support system is set up. But I do really think that a lot of men, a lot of fathers, a lot of good fathers get the brunt end of the stick when it comes to dealing with this child support. But as far as putting it on a card and tracking it, I'm not really sure what good that's gonna do, tracking the card and like, oh, well, she bought this, she bought that. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, what
you
am
can't
I
change it? What you gonna do? Come knock on the door and say you just bought a pack of hair weave with the baby's check,
right? It's like, okay, so I bought the hair weave with the check this week because I bought what I had to do for the baby the last week, and the checks cross paths.
Exactly.
So I can't be reimbursed. So I can't keep my nails and my hair done because I'm getting child support.
So you got Lester laying over there.
So it's just a different, it's just a lot. And I do think that each situation is just definitely it's a case by case situation, because you got some mothers that, yes, they should be tracked. Their spending should be tracked. But overall, I can't just make a blanket statement and say, yes, I do, because it's, to me, I think it's a few individuals that need to be tracked. But overall, I don't think that it should be tracked. But overall, I do think that there are some major flaws in the child support system, and that system definitely needs to be adjusted. And speaking of being adjusted, which will lead you to think, lead into our hot topic, and our topic for tonight. Listen, are you happier single or married? Listen, do you feel you better off without having to deal with all this bull junkie regarding child support and children and all this and that? What are your overall thoughts and overall feelings on being single? Now, first, let's just listen, because some of us, we have some different definitions on what it is. So let me tell you what the online source said. According to an online source, being single is unmarried or not involved in a stable sexual relationship. Now, let me stop that right there. See, let me see this. You all,
They said they single till they get married.
but they said, but the part that they said they're not involved in a stable sexual relationship. So you saying that being single, they not stably getting that thing blew out? Or they not getting they slonged on.
That's not what that meant.
What that meant?
That meant that they're single. You're not in a stable relationship. That means I'm single. That doesn't just because I'm single don't mean I can't go sleep.
No,
with
but it said involved in a stable sexual relationship.
Stable sexual relationship means he coming back tomorrow. He coming back next week. That means we having sex with each other a lot. Now,
but you're still single.
I'm still single.
But they said that you're not.
Said that you're not. You're not in a stable sexual relationship means you're single. If you're in a stable sexual relationship, you in a relationship.
No, you could just be
in a situation.
Exactly. Or you could just be stably getting your sexual needs. You could be in a
relationship with somebody and just be having, it could just be a sexual relationship. But a single person, that means she just went over here and she let him broke out her back, and now she going back home
on a regular basis.
No, he just broke out her back and they don't see each other no more. It's called a one night stand, or a booty call. That's not a relationship. That's still single. That's not stable.
A monogamous relationship. No,
that ain't it. That's not single.
They got the single. You can be single and still
be hunching
a lot.
Yeah.
With different people.
No, that said that you're not in a stable.
But you can still be in a stable relationship, and you hunching stably on Fridays and Sundays.
Then you in a relationship.
But you're single.
You're not.
Because see, listen. This is why I feel like we have to have the discussion on what do you think is single, and what's your definition of single, and what's your definition of being in a relationship.
We can't make up our own definitions.
Well, I'm going to, because today everybody else is making up their own definitions of things. So are you one of those people that believe that you're single until you're married?
No.
What do you all think about that? Is that right? Like, are you really single until you say I do?
To me, single means single. Like, it's not plural. It's just me. I don't answer to anybody else. I don't have to worry about anybody else's well-being except for my own. I'm not clocking nobody else money with nobody yet. I'm not doing anything. I'm single. I'm doing me however I choose to do me. If that means that I'm not sleeping with people and I'm celibate, I'm single. If that means that I have a Monday dude, a Wednesday dude, and a Saturday dude, I'm still single. Stay on your lane. We're not in a relationship. That's single is not plural.
And I think that when you are single, I'm one of the people too that think that, okay, like if we have a conversation, or to me now, this was something new for me, starting this show, because I felt like once we went out, we was together. But you all quickly told me, and listen, you all quickly got me together on that. Like, listen,
going
baby,
on a date don't make you in a relationship.
You was my boo.
Now I will say
that was just that. That was the yesterday thinking. But here, fast forward in 2025, baby, let me listen. You doggone have to swap blood and sign a contract just to get somebody to acknowledge that that you in a relationship.
I will say that if your regional area and my regional area kiss, and you got on your tippy toes and you hit that button and I liked it, you is mine.
I liked it a lot.
Unless we previously had a conversation. Because I've been there. I've had these conversations.
That goes out the door once you hit that spot.
I've been there where they done hit that spot. I done got on my tippy toes, but it still led to be known that we're not in a relationship. So I'm not catching feelings over here. Now, if I start catching them, I'm going to just keep them to myself. But the end goal was not, we finna get married, we moving in together, we're doing any of those things because it was discussed. We both agreed. Now, people didn't follow what they were supposed to be following.
Right, because I was about to say, you don't even think I'm going to sign up for some foolishness.
No, I have. It's normal. I will say I can't speak for everybody. I will say for me, I enjoy relationships. I enjoy having a partner to be in life with. I don't feel like I was designed to be alone. Now, I will break up with you. And as soon as I mourn the death of our relationship, I'm moving on to the next one. I'm going to keep kissing frogs, okay? I ain't got no problem with that. But in that mourning phase, I will feel like I need somebody else to help me break this soul tie, if there's a soul tie. I've only been in, I'm in my 4th or long-term relationship. I ain't never really been out there in the world. But in them times when I have been out there in the world, I have said, young man, because I was a Puma. Young man, I just got out of a really bad relationship. I'm not trying to be in a relationship. We could do X, Y, and Z. Now, I'm not going to do X, Y, and Z with nobody else. I will hope that you wouldn't because, here go test results. Let's be safe. If you do decide that you want to come outside of the safety area and go somewhere else, I would appreciate it if you just let me know. Because if she cough, if she sneeze, then I'm going to have to fight you.
Now, Roy is saying single is until both parties agree to be exclusive.
I don't know about that.
So Cedric is saying y'all bumping uglies.
Why you gotta say you got me snorting on here? Why you gotta tell your age? Talking about
So now let me ask this. What are some reasons why people might just say, you know what? I choose to remain single. What are some reasons that you think that people might say that?
Because they tired of being hurt. I'm gonna say I want to stay on a positive realm and a negative realm. On a positive realm, it's just like, man, I like doing me. I like going and coming and going and not having nobody to answer to. I pay my own bills. I pay my own rent. I got my coach purse man over here. He do what I need him to do. This guy over here, he keeps my hair done and my nails done. I just want to be free. I just want to be that girl. On the other side of the table, it's just like, man, I'm tired of being hurt. I keep picking the wrong woman. I keep picking the wrong man. I'm just sick of it. I don't want to be in this world anymore. I'm just going to do me, whatever that means.
And you know what? For me, like being, okay, I feel like I'm a chronic.
I know you didn't say chronic.
I feel like I'm a chronic singler. I'm a chronic single
that makes
person.
No sense.
Because I chronically stay single. And why do I chronically stay single? Because I'm one of those people, I don't like meeting new people. So once
you do so well at it.
But I don't not relationship wise.
I
don't like going through the process of, oh my God, now we have to get to know each other again. Now I have to get to know somebody else. You got to see, oh, I'm crazy. I'm
gonna need for you to change all of that. If you take all of that negativity and you turn it into a ball of just like yay and positivity, it will be so fun. Because you could just be sitting across the table and it's just like, let's see what this fool gonna do. Come on,
I like.
Let me see your fool in you. I want you to prove me wrong, but this is what's going on in your head. And then we come back here and we got a whole nother conversation.
I just get tired. Stories? Let me tell you,
you know how many stories I got?
Yes,
on dating.
Listen.
And you know what? I take it back. I'm sorry, friend.
What?
I tried to date. I don't like it.
It's
I
again,
got a lot of fun stories, but
right,
it's
but
too
it's
much.
draining, and that was
I
then.
take that back.
You've been out the game for a while. It's worse.
See, I will tell you that I have come out of the game, y'all, in almost every, what do you call it, like decade. So I was in it for 8 years, then I came out of it for 2 years, then I went back in it for another 8
That's
years,
why I say
came out for 2 years.
I'm a chronic single person, and I've learned that, you know, and I don't listen. I don't like to go outside and meet people. So I can honestly say I'm one of those people that can, oh well, I'm single because I choose to say I am, because I don't like meeting new people. So that's why
It's not that you don't like meeting new people. You just don't want to go
I
through
don't
the rigmarole
of
of
dating.
the
So like
You
dating
don't
new
want to go
people.
through the dating process.
But I like networking, and I like
Right.
talking to people. So I like people, but as far as being on an intimate, getting to know people, screening for the relation. See, I get sleepy and I get tired because it's so much going on in today's society. So it's like that's why I would choose to be single. But I'm gonna get it together though. I said this is
I think you should. I
this is
think
my
you
year.
can.
I'm gonna just buckle down, and I'm gonna give the relationship
You making it a
thing.
homework. You
I'm
making it
gonna give the
hard.
because it's listen.
It is,
When
but
you talk about going Dutch and what you bring to the table, all that is so much. You
but
just get
it's not
bombarded. You like,
because you just be like,
whoa.
because you have the authority, ma'am. When this person says we going Dutch, you just say, okay, sir, bye. I don't gotta still go with you. I don't gotta talk to you no more. I don't owe you're single. I don't owe you anything. I don't owe you any conversations. It's just like us with jobs. We be at the job like, oh my God, I don't want to quit. I feel so loyal. But they not loyal to you. They don't care nothing about you. They gonna fire me and go on to the next person. So why I can't quit to go to the better position. It's just like that with the guy. You gotta put a negative notion on it, friend.
I just don't want. I just get tired.
No, you still put negative notion on it. I ain't tired no more. You just what she said, y'all.
I'm gonna start reading. I'm gonna start reading my positive.
Year?
I'm gonna read some more positive affirmations. The cards
Didn't
that
I
you got
just
me
give
from
you
my.
a bunch of
Yeah, I am.
Them cards,
but that
don't
apply to
that
relationships.
doesn't apply to relationships.
It applies
what
to
I need you
real life.
We gonna work on this. We gonna work on it. Jay-Z said, "On to the next one." That is the thing that gets me through dating. I know you just didn't show up at my door with the white stuff on your nose. I talk to you never. I've done.
But how long did it take before it's how many? See, my thing is, how long did I talk to you before you showed up to the door?
It don't take that long.
We got to get to know.
Take that long.
It take a while. I don't like to move right to action right away.
You're
because,
not moving to action, but it's just like a female. We could look at a female and the way a female carry herself and know that's not my cup of tea. I couldn't see myself being long-term friends with her, right? So if we could look at this female and be like, oh my God, I could never see her being my sister. We don't give her the time of day, right?
You know what? It's a lot of good master of disguises. It's a lot of good I seem to me, and it's something about me. So I gotta check my meeting the master of disguise type dudes, because I meet a lot of master of disguise type dudes. You
gotta ask yourself why you meeting
that's
that
what I
master
said.
of
That's
disguise.
why I said I gotta work on me to figure out what's going on. Because
why are you attracting
a master of disguise? But Pretty Tasha is saying because they are losing hope too quick. It can be very discouraging. Cedric is saying, I'm a committed type. The single life has its pros, but there are too many cons in that lifestyle. Absolutely. And it's just like, but it's also, again, depending on what you get enjoyment of. Like, I enjoy my peace of mind. I enjoy, just being able to go and do as I please. But then on the flip side it's just like to me, it's a 50-50. I've never been married because I didn't, I turned around. I was like,
I don't see why you can't have peace in a relationship.
But and that's what I was gonna say. I like to have that, like being with the right person. I would rather be single than be with the wrong person. Let me say that, because being with the wrong person is so draining to try to get out of that. But I think that when you ask the question, are you happier single or are you happier married? Well, it depends on what it is that you're looking for and what makes you What makes you happy being single? What makes you happy being married? And can you merge the two together? And can you find happiness in both situations? Because I believe that if you're not happy single,
You're not
you
gonna be happy in no
can't be
relationship.
happy
I
in
was
a
just about
relationship
to
or be
say that
married.
you need to be happy in both ways. Like, I can be happy single. Now, will I be lonely? Yeah, but being lonely doesn't make me. It's not gonna make me unhappy because I'm lonely. I'm just gonna go out and go to brunch with my friends and get drunk.
And
Can I
then
be happy in a relationship? Of course I can. If the person that I'm with is not making me happy, if the person that I'm with is not bringing me peace, then this is why I'm not happy in my relationship. It ain't me, it's you. So I need to get the strength to get up and get away from you so I can be happy.
now, what is marriage?
Ooh,
According to an online source, marriage is the state of being united to a person of the opposite sex. Now,
I like that.
this what the online.
The
I don't
online
want to hear
source
nobody
said.
else saying nothing.
She don't want us
As
together.
husband or wife in a consensual and contractual relationship recognized by the law. So when you talk about, listen, we're in a contract, it's consensual, it's between men. Listen, we doing this now. Everything is put on, as people like to say, on a little piece of paper, but that little piece of paper carries a lot of weight.
A lot.
That weight, that paper is a lot of weight. So I just feel like when you're talking about which is happier, if you got the right person and you got the right setup, then I believe that they're both, you can operate happily in both atmosphere. So I don't think that, well, I would say, no, I'm going to take that back. I do think that married is better than single because you got two opposed to one, and you got a partner and you guys are building for a solid foundation. But the pushback that I know that some would say is, and I'm okay with that, because everybody does not desire to be married. But what I would say is, I think most people would desire to have a partner, somebody that can bounce ideas off of, somebody that can carry the load. When I say the load, listen, maybe you a type of person that gets stressed out easily or overwhelmed easily, and then your partner is stronger, than you are in that area. So when I say carry the load, it's the load can be so many different things. It does not necessarily, and it does not always have to pertain to finances. It's a
Right.
lot of different loads that will come up in relationships and marriages. And
It's
also,
a balance. It should be a balance. I think, not to cut you off,
Mhm.
but I think the person that you see yourself spending the rest of your life with should balance you. I know when we was growing up, it used to be like, oh, he completes me. But as I became a woman, I realized I don't need anybody to complete me. That part of me that needed to be completed was because something else in life was missing. My daddy was missing, my mama or grandma, whatever. But I want my partner to balance me. Like you said, if you're good with finances and I'm not, that's a balance. If I know how to be on time, but you don't know how to be on time, we balancing each other in those parts of us that may be a flaw to us or somebody else. I want somebody to balance me. Let's do this.
Cedric is
I
saying
don't want
it's
to juggle
about being
balls.
equally yoked or your helpmate. And that is so true. So it's just like when you get to whatever point where you're saying, okay, you know what? Listen, okay, I've done this single thing. This single thing has run its course. Now I'm looking to be equally yoked with somebody. I'm looking for a helpmate. But I just feel like when you asking the question, are you happier single or are you happier married? It would depend. I think that you should be able to be happy in both states, but you definitely have to be happy being single, because if you're not happy being single, when you get married, you're not going to be happy. You're not going to, because listen, if you don't even like your own company, if you can't even make your own self happy, how in the world are you going to make a partner happy? If you can't be happy and hold and find something to do and find some business being single, what are you going to do with another person?
And if you're not happy, you need to be writing down questions on why am I not happy and what do I need to do to get happy, because can't nobody else make you happy
At all. So if you're looking, so if you are somebody, if you are single, embrace that, enjoy it. Even if you desire to be married or desire to be in a relationship, still don't sit somewhere and just, well, I'm just gonna wait for him, I'm just gonna wait. No, you got to get out, and you still have to live your life. And when it's your time to meet somebody, or you meet somebody, listen, at least you will be in a happy place where now they can add on to where you already out, or opposed to, well, I need somebody to come and make me happy, I need somebody to do this, I need somebody. No, you just need yourself. You need to make a decision for yourself and just get up and take control of your life and your happiness. But I believe you have to be able to operate and be happy in a single state before you can even think about being happy and being married, being happy in a married state. So happiness starts solo. You got to start there. It starts with you. So if you're not happy, again, don't even think about trying to be with somebody, because they can't make you happy. If you can't make you happy, how do you put the burden and the responsibility on somebody else to make you happy? So focus on you, focus on self. So when you say, are you happier single or are you happier married? You should be happy in both states. Guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor. Go to our YouTube channel, like and subscribe. Follow us there. That's the J Spot Radio. That's all I'm pushing tonight. The J Spot on YouTube, the J Spot Radio. That's Jaye. Until next time, you all take care of yourselves and each other. Peace out.
Thank you.
Good night, you guys. Good night. And
good night.
Be happy. Don't worry.
IntellectualRadio.com.
Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy now.
Don't worry. Good night, guys. Thank you. Yes.
You may have to ring the game. Don't worry.